Have you ever felt like your days just repeat? Same routine, same stress, and same mistakes? Like you're living, but not really growing? Ethan felt that way every single morning. He'd wake up, check his phone, rush through breakfast, and promise himself, "Tomorrow, I'll be better." But tomorrow came, and nothing changed. Until one rainy afternoon, something happened that completely changed his life. And it all began with a small piece of paper that said, "Improve these 10 things every day, and you'll never feel stuck again." This is Ethan's story, and maybe it can become your story too. Ethan was an ordinary guy. He worked hard, but he was always tired. He dreamed big, but never took real steps to reach those dreams. Deep inside, he knew he could do better, but he didn't know where to start. One day, he visited his old mentor, Mr. Reed, a calm, wise man who always seemed to have the right answers. Ethan sighed and said, "Sir, I don't understand. I try so hard, but nothing changes. I feel stuck in the same place every year." Mr. Reed smiled gently and replied, "Ethan, you don't have to change your life in a day. You just have to improve 10 small things every day. Small changes, big difference." Then he handed Ethan a folded note. It said, 1, your mind. 2, your body. 3, your attitude. 4, your focus. 5, your words. 6, your habits. 7, your relationships. 8, your time. 9, your dreams. 10, your heart. At first, Ethan laughed. "How could just 10 things change my life?" he asked. Mr. Reed simply said, "Try it for 30 days. Then tell me if you still feel stuck." And so, Ethan decided to try. The next morning, instead of reaching for his phone, Ethan picked up a book. Just 10 pages. That's all. At first, it felt strange, but soon he began to enjoy it. He started learning new ideas, understanding new perspectives. His thoughts became clearer, and his confidence grew. He realized that the more he fed his mind with good thoughts, the less space there was for doubts and negativity. He whispered to himself, "If I want to change my life, I have to change how I think." On the second week, he decided to improve his body. He wasn't fit, always tired, always lazy. So he started small, a 10-minute walk after dinner. At first, he wanted to quit, but he remembered what Mr. Reed said. Discipline is stronger than motivation. So he kept going. Days turned into weeks, and soon, Ethan was jogging every morning. He felt lighter, stronger, and more energetic. He realized, a healthy body gives you the power to chase healthy dreams. Next, he worked on his attitude. Ethan used to complain a lot about his job, traffic, weather, almost everything. But now, he decided to be grateful instead. When things went wrong, he'd say, "It could be worse. I can handle this." He started smiling more. People around him noticed the change. Even his boss said, "You seem happier these days. What's your secret?" Ethan simply replied, "I just started focusing on what's good, not what's missing." He learned that a positive attitude doesn't change your situation instantly, but it changes the way you face it. The next thing he improved was his focus. Ethan used to multitask all the time, checking his phone, watching videos, and working all together. But he realized that doing everything meant doing nothing well. So he made a rule: when I work, I only work. He put his phone away, closed all tabs, and focused on one task at a time. It wasn't easy at first, but soon he finished more work in less time. His productivity went up and his stress went down. He discovered that focus is not just about attention. It's about respecting your time. Then came words. Ethan realized he often said things without thinking. Negative things about himself like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough." He decided to stop. He began speaking kindly to himself and others. When his friend failed at something, instead of saying, "You should have done better," he said, "You'll do better next time." He learned that words can heal or hurt, and he chose to heal. And slowly, his conversations changed, his relationships improved, and people started to feel inspired around him. Next, Ethan focused on habits. He read that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our habits. So, he looked at his daily routine and began replacing bad habits with better ones. He stopped watching meaningless videos late at night. and started writing his plans for the next day. He drank more water, slept early, and woke up on time. Each small habit made him feel more in control of his life. He realized success is built by what you do daily, not occasionally. Ethan then began improving his relationships. He started listening more instead of waiting to speak. He said thank you more often and sorry when needed. He reached out to old friends he hadn't spoken to in years. He spent more time with his parents. He discovered that real happiness isn't in success alone. It's in sharing your success with people you love. Relationships became his true source of peace. Next came time, the most valuable resource. Ethan realized he wasted hours scrolling social media, thinking it was rest, when in truth, it only made him more tired. So, he started managing his time wisely. He made a simple rule. Every minute should have meaning. He created a schedule, time for work, time for family, and time for rest. He learned to say no to things that didn't matter. And slowly, he found balance. He wasn't just busy anymore. He was productive. Then came dreams. Ethan always had big dreams, starting his own business, traveling the world. But he never wrote them down. Now, every night, he'd write one goal and one small step to get closer to it. He learned that dreams don't work unless you do. One day, he finally started his own small design business. It didn't succeed overnight, but it was his. And each day, he made it grow, just like he had grown himself. And finally, Ethan worked on his heart. He forgave people who hurt him. He let go of anger that had lived inside him for years. He realized forgiveness wasn't about others. It was about freeing himself. He learned to love again, to smile again, and to live again. His heart, once heavy with regret, now felt light with peace. Months later, Ethan went back to Mr. Reed's home. The old man smiled and asked, "So how do you feel now?" Ethan laughed softly and said, "I don't feel stuck anymore. I'm not perfect, but I'm improving every day." Mr. Reed nodded and said, "That's the secret, Ethan. Life doesn't change in one big moment. It changes in 1,000 small ones." Now, whenever Ethan wakes up, he looks in the mirror and whispers, "Today, I'll be better than I was yesterday." He doesn't chase perfection anymore. He chases progress. And maybe that's what we all need to do. You don't need to change your life overnight. Just start with one thing today. Read one page. Walk 10 minutes. Be grateful once. Speak kindly. Forgive someone. Because when you improve a little each day, those small changes add up to something powerful, a better you. So, which of these 10 things will you start improving today? Tell me in the comments. And if this story inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe for more motivational stories. And remember, small steps every day create the biggest change in your life.